Okay, welcome to another edition of Candy Codes. And in this edition, we will be discussing um, tables. Sorry, I want to put my phone on flight mode so to avoid calls and stuff. Okay, and one of the things we'll be discussing is tables, and this will be a fresh project. I come to this burger drop down, and everything I'm doing, I'm storing it in this directory named Introduction to HTML. So I click in it and then create my new file, which I would title by name tables. And we want to use this as okay. So tables.html, HTML. That's a file. So I don't need to click on this to have my files created properly. Okay, so now I create. If you've been able to do this, I think you're some steps ahead of those that have not listened to the first tutorial. Okay, because it's an HTML document, we code by saying or stating the type of document we are doing. So this is HTML syntax here. And then we close it like this. Okay, sorry. Then we say HTML. As simple as that, we've done everything that HTML requires in that light. Okay, so now here we have the head section. Don't forget, we have the head section of HTML, and we have okay, so inside the head section, I want to have inside it I want to have my title here. Title, I believe you can remember all this we did. Okay, so title can be by name. We can say table class. So we want to design or create structure for tables and in our title. Sorry, I think I made a mistake the other time. We did not use a closing tag for HTML, which I would correct right now. So for me to have a closing tag there, that's just it. So and then sorry, we have the head closing tag. That means the head is done there. So let's put this here so as to have it arranged. Okay, so like this. And because it's supposed to be indented, so I push this to have it indented. Okay, so you can pause this to repeat that process until you get it. Now, after the head section, don't forget that normally we have a body section, which is just the same as the head in terms of the syntax. We have this, and then to the next line we have body. Sorry, I almost forgot that again. Body. Don't worry, the desktop version is not going to be like this because many of the things we are worrying about will be solved while we work. So we don't need to cram all this. Just know and understand these basics. Every other thing is fine and okay. Okay, let me jump into the whole thing we need to do for today. Now, so once you're done with things like that, I just save. And to get on with this, we will just work on what we call tables for today. So for me to have that, I want to do some simple tags and elements to work with them. Today, I want to have what we call, let me have an H2, sorry, an H2. So I would have, inside my H2, let me have some, this is a table, and this is a table. So here inside my H2 I can have the closing tag of an H2. Don't forget the opening tag and the closing tag. So closing tag of my H2. Then I want to put a kind of tag that is not the usual. We call it HR, we are going to see what HR does as we go on. And so after the HR, then I want to create what I call table, or what we call table. Yep. And then the closing tag also of table. Sorry, table. Okay. Okay, now if you get to understand, you'd understand that this table, for example, has opening and closing tag. Head, HTML, title, they all have opening and closing tag. But this HR seems not to have opening and closing tag. So it's a kind of tag. Do you understand? It's a self-close tag. They don't have, so either I have this like this in an opening form, or I give it a closing form, it's still going to perform the same function. That's why we call them self-close. So by itself, it closes itself. As simple as that. So let's quickly dive into what we have to do today. Now here we have tables. Now inside the tables, I want to work on each line, like each row, each straight line like this, from, let's say, from here to here. That's a line, that's a row, sorry. And while this movement, this kind, is a column. Now, so on each row we have an element for that, which we call by name tr, meaning the table row. So anytime we work with tr, we are talking about working with what? Our table row. So when we work with our table row, it helps us manage the kind of information or data we place on each row. Now, if I want to have two different rows for the data, then I can come to say here, I would create TD, meaning table data, TD, and let's say TD is name, for example. I believe you understand what I'm saying now. Name, and let's say I want to fill a name into this name. Let me close this TD tag first, and then the next tag I want to create, I want to fill in someone's name into it. Then let me say name, I can say Felix. Okay, so I have that closed. Sorry, pardon me, closed there. As simple as that. Now, once I have that closed, I want to work on the next row, meaning on the straight line, I can go to the next line of whatever I want in my output. Now, let's see what we have done so far. Save it and show it forth. Can you see? So this is a table. The HR is the one representing, one producing this straight line, like do I call it like an underline? Do you understand? So it's just moving down the row. Do you understand? So it's just to, let me just call it an underline for now. So now back to the view of what we're doing. Now here, let's say I want to have another name here. I say TR here, and I come to say TD, TD, this time around I want it empty. So I just put it there for, I'm not writing anything in it. So I say TD, the closing of the TD tag, sorry, and then the next line is what I want to write. Do you understand? Meaning I'm not putting anything in the first frame. The second frame is where I want to put something. So TD here now, I decide to use the word TD, let's say the word Nelson, for example. Nelson, as the name Nelson, please. Sorry. Okay, so now I'm closing my TD table row. Yeah, so when I save and run it, what happens? So meaning this place has names here, and then on this row here I can see the list of names down. So it's easy to use, it's simple to achieve. Now let me close this. Normal thing to do is supposed to be that I close my TR before I utilize it. So thank you so much for this. The simple thing I would want you to do right now is to, well, if you've got to this point, is to pause the video and try to create two tables Okay, one table for names of your favorite cars. The way I just wrote this is a table. You just write list of favorite cars, and so you can have the list of, meaning you just write the cars. You write cars, and then you give us the data of the type of car here, and then you can do inside it. You can have list of favorite vehicles will be better. So you have that of cars, yeah, like in the place of the names here, you have the name of the cars on the second, on every of the second table data, and then you can do the second time you're not doing list of your preferred or favorite dishes. Yeah, that'll be good. Your preferred or favorite dishes. So that's two assignments in one. I hope you are getting to learn a lot with this course. So if you've got a lot, if you've picked something today, if you've learned something, please kindly subscribe, join us as we help you get other content. Thank you.